This time we're doing a holiday cube draft with power. We came into the open pack first, but I think we're going to take the mana vault. Sorry, I can't get more into it, but in the powered cube, I like to go with what I would consider the limited resource. And in a setting like this, I truly believe that the limited resource is going to be mana acceleration and mana fixing. So I prefer to go green because it has the Lanamore elves, the Felnor elves, the Arbor elves, the Noble Hierarchs and this stuff. And of course, Jiraga Tree Speaker to help me accelerate into my more powerful spells. The reason why I'm willing to give up some power level in the early picks for mana fixing is that almost all the cards in the cube are very powerful, and I feel I really don't lose too much in taking the leftover power cards. So we're going to take the Tree Speaker here. It's just green Soul Ring. I'm going to be very happy about it. And let's see what we get. Okay. I've been doing quite a few of these, and I have a tendency to go to black-green a lot. It seems like that's my it's my deck of choice, and since I like black-green, I've been playing a lot with cards like Maelstrom Pulse and stuff like that, and I want to do something different. I took the Tree Speaker, obviously, so it looks like we're going to be at least a little bit green-based, so I think the best cards in this pack are Pulse, Wild Speaker, and probably the Fetch lands. And since I want to try something different, I'm going to take the Wild Speaker. Even though in the pure power level, Maelstrom Pulse is better, I don't want to commit to green-black because I don't want to recreate the same experience I've been having over and over again. So, Wild Speaker it is. Okay, and wow, we got a pretty duddy pack. This pack doesn't have anything I really want. Cards like Grim Lavamancer, I feel like a little bit of a trap card in Cube, in that it's great in mono red and everything, but there's really no way to fill your graveyards. So cards like Grim Lavamancer and Tarmogoyf, while powerful and constructed, isn't really that good in Cube, for the reasons I mentioned, that the graveyards don't fill up as fast as you would want to. So interesting. What should I pick? I guess you could try to go green-red beats, but I'm gonna take the Mana Leak and try green-blue. Maybe green-blue tempo. I think that's a pretty sweet idea. And this pack has a lot of cards for green-blue tempo. I think the Precursor Golem is okay finisher, but something that's going to get passed to us really late. The Muldrifter is excellent, but the Phyrexian Metamorph is a card I can't pass up. I don't know if I'm going to be blue because, let's face it, the Mana Leak isn't very tremendous. And this is really a colorless spell, so anything goes. And if things wheel right, we might be able to pick up a Breeding Pool, a Muldrifter, or maybe even one of these white cards. We could go like a Bad type deck. So we're taking that. And the Tarmogoyf's here. And again, I'm not going to be taking the Tarmogoyf, even though I'm a green deck. As you can see here, there's really nothing that's going to make this Tarmogoyf big. And I think the minimum power and toughness you want Tarmogoyf to be is a 3-4. In order to get into a 3-4 range, you need 3 different things. And right now, I'm just incapable of producing something like that. So I'm not going to take the Tarmogoyf. I'd rather take the Wall of Blossoms over that, believe it or not. And let's see. Old Man of the Sea doesn't really do enough. There's not enough stuff that it could steal away. I think I'm going to be taking the Dismember. If I were to go into like an opposition deck, I would probably take the Wall of Blossoms. So I'm going to take the Dismember as like a colorless pick. And we get this pack, and this pack is full of nothing also. 9 cards left. The reason why I said 9 cards left is that I see Empty the Warrens here, and I could try to go for like a gimmicky green-blue Storm type deck, and I think I'm going to take that. I'm passing up the Yavimaya Coast, but it's a pain land. It's not really worth mentioning. Nothing else I'm going to play, not even the Bloodbraid Elf. So I'm going to take this, see if it can make a fun deck. Something I haven't tried before, and see how it goes. And looks like we could follow that pick up with a Tendrils of Agony. This is making me sad. There's a Nostalgic Dreams here that would be excellent in a Storm type deck also. Do I want to take that? I haven't seen it. I really didn't pay attention to the earlier packs to know that they're Storm cards. I think I'm just going to take the Call to the Hammer. Red seems open. I think I'm going to try to go with like a red-green based aggro deck. I don't know how powerful it's going to be. Maybe Rug? I don't know. I do know I have accelerators into nothing. And let's see if we can figure something out here. I wish I knew if I was going to be past the opposition or open one, because I'll take the Maloku, because opposition's sweet. But since I don't have any choice, I'm going to take the Mizzy Mortars here and see how it goes. And wow. If I work green-white, I think I'll just take the Armada Worm. Even in cube, 10 power of trampling beasts, worms is very powerful. But since I don't know if I'm going to be that, I think I'm going to take the Trigon Predator. It's very good. It's utility. It does stuff that you want it to do. And okay, this deck is kind of a mess, to be honest with you guys. There's nothing I really want. I think maybe a Faithless Looting or Olsen's. I'm gonna take the Faithless Looting and see if I could go into this Storm deck maybe as Fall Black. And I'm gonna just take the Earthquake as like a Wrath of God type effect for that. And the Koth really isn't great in Storm probably, but it's much neglected second ability is actually like a ritual type effect for the turn I'm trying to go off. Seems like we weren't really past too much green in this one. That might mean the people to our right are green, and I shouldn't be looking for that. I'm gonna take the Beast Within here. But in pack 2, since we didn't pass much green, probably would be rewarded with more green picks. I'm going to take the Jack-a-Pup and yeah, see how it goes. Maybe we could go mono red even. Oof. But mono red with Koth, Jack-a-Pup, Mizzy Mortars, and Empty the Warrens isn't the mono red that you probably want to go into. Someone took the Tendrils of Agony. We didn't wheel that, although that would have been like second to last pick or last pick for that. Even the Garrick Wild Speaker could have. This is the pack actually with the Tendrils, and we didn't get it. I'm not really that disappointed that the Tendrils didn't pass to us, because even in the Storm deck, Tendrils feels like a card that you never want to draw. It's only good as a finisher. Brain Freeze is pretty much the worst finisher in the Storm type deck because there are Eldrazi there. And you don't want to fall into a situation where you mill somebody out and they just Eldrazi and you can't kill them because, well, they're Eldrazi. Okay, so we have a new pack here filled with powerful cards. The Noble Hierarch is the card that's speaking to me the most since it's a 1-mana accelerator. And again, I mentioned I love 1-mana accelerators, even though green, white, and blue are probably, or at least white's not going to be a color I use. Maybe blue I'll splash for. There's Elspeth, which is also very powerful. A Cryptic Command, which requires a heavy blue commitment, and I'm not there yet. Snapcaster Mage is a card I wish I could play, but there's nothing really I want to buy back here. And the Everflowing Chalice is the other card that really speaks to me. But we're going to take the Noble Hierarch. Again, I really like acceleration. I really like color fixing. I really like mana fixing, and that's the card that's speaking to me the most. And this pack here is not very good for us. The Troll Sword deck is a very powerful archetype. It's just like Innistrad, where you would take Invisible Stalker and then, you know, equip it up with something and it'll just attack and you'll win the game, and your opponent will feel frustrated because he's not really interacting with you, but you might be happy because you're winning the game. And if I had swords, I'd probably take the Thrun here, since I could play like a turn 3 Thrun and like turn 4 equip, attack, bash something. But since that's not the case, I think I'm going to take the Consecrated Sphinx. Red really isn't the color I want to be in. I'm not going to go white for Baneslayer. I think Consecrated Sphinx is a more powerful card in cube. Card drawing and advantage is very powerful. And, okay, and we got this pack here, and the cards that are speaking to me are going to be the Elves of Deep Shadow and the Fauna Shaman. The Elves of Deep Shadow is another 1-mana accelerator. It provides black, which is very useful, but you know, any mana is good. we don't really have a lot of good creatures for us to loot for. And as you can probably tell from like me explaining some of these picks already, that I really do have a tendency to go green a lot. And I wish I could do something more different, but I think it's too late now. And storm cards are either being taken or we didn't get past any. I'm going to take the Fauna Shaman here. And see where it goes. But not really very creature heavy. Unless I'm going Storm, the red's going to just go. There's nothing in red I really want to play with or salvage. And we get a pack here full of great green cards. The pick, I think it's going to be Natural Order. Natural Order is a card that's very underappreciated in my opinion. It just ends games. And if you take a Natural Order, the card that you want a Natural Order for more often than not, or I should say almost always, is going to be Terrasta. We haven't seen one open. We haven't seen one pass to us. It's possible it doesn't exist here, but we could wheel a sweet card like Avengers Zendikar as our defect kill condition. There's a Birthing Pod. I think Pod's a little bit of a trap card in Cube in that you run out of creatures to pot into a lot, and a 40 card deck is just too small of a deck size to really get all the cards that you want to make a very stable Birthing Pod deck. Well, yeah, you could make it work. I've played more than my fair share of that deck, but I really feel like it's something that's not really explored. I'm gonna take the Kitchen Finks here. It's a persist creature, and when you have creature stuff like Phyrexian Metamorph, Vesuvian Shapeshifter, clone type effects, cards with persist are incredibly powerful and incredibly and something that you should look forward to putting in your deck. And this pack here has got me speechless because there's a couple of cards here that are just disaster for us. Challenger Firebrand, which is a planeswalker that most people don't play with, kills all of our mana dorks, which is a huge problem. Liliana kills our mana dorks and makes us discard, another huge problem. And there's not really much for us except for Misty Rainforest to fix our mana. I think that's going to be our pick. I'm not a big Plow Under fan, and the Jar Jar Sphinx over here isn't powerful enough for me to consider. Okay, well, I think the pick is going to be Oron Viper. If I were to go into a Storm type deck, I'll definitely pick up the Time Spiral here. This pack is full of blanks. Looks like we're going to be trying to go for like a green-blue deck. Maybe put a third color into this. I'm not quite sure. But if I were to go for like a full gimmick deck, I'll probably take the Sneak Attack with the Time Spiral, hope the other one wheels to me, and just go for some kind of zany, crazy deck. And but that's not the case here. And we got a pack full of duds. Daze is a great tempo card, but we don't really develop much here. Our creatures are really lacking. Our spells are pretty lacking. We don't have any equipment to really accelerate the board position. There's a lot of good mono red cards. I think people are moving away from mono red and Cube. I'm just gonna take the Scroll Rack here. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna play it, but just in case, yeah. And this is our original pack back. If we were to go Storm, the card pick would be the Seething Song. But since we don't seem to be going Storm here, yeah, I think we're just going to be taking the Cryptic Command. It's powerful. I wish we were less green investment to make it work, but it's just a powerful card, and we're going to take it. And we got a Thrun back, so we're going to take the Thrun. By itself, it's not really powerful. Again, we want equipment. We haven't seen one sword pass to us or opened. So there's a hope that in Pack 3 there's going to be some swords or GTAs and stuff like that for us to take. We're going to take the Elves of Deep Shadow. Again, probably not black, but accelerates us into some of our sweeter spells, and Tracker isn't really powerful. Great Gargadon's there, which combos well with stuff. And okay. In green-blue, Awake of Asher is awesome. You're going to have a lot of permanents to untap with and make it really big. It's also a underrated finisher. Not saying you should take it early, but, you know, late, take it. We're just going to hate draft the Sulphuric Vortex because it's a card we probably can't beat. We're going to take the Jar Jar Sphinx and hopefully not be able to play it. And, okay, since we're going to Pack 3, and it seems pretty clear that red's not going to be an option. cards we could kind of splash for are like Earthquake, which really hurts the mana accelerators, so probably not. And Mizium Mortars, which is going to act like a really bad removal spell in our deck, and that's probably something that we don't want to look forward to putting in our deck. And this pack here is full of cards that we really like. Llanowar Elves, Friendhorn Elves, incredibly powerful, accelerating, getting to our business spells early. But there's a control magic here, and if there's one thing I like more than accelerating, it's stealing your creatures and using it against you. And we're going to take the control magic here. The other card that I like is the Wasteland. There's nothing really combos with it, but I like to be a little disruptive here. But Control Magic is the pick, and we're going to gladly take it. And this pack is full of cards that nobody wants. I think the pick here is going to be Eternal Witness. It's a utility card. It gets back some of our spells, even though we don't have a really powerful spell to get into. The other cards we could take are Arbor Elf, but again, we have 3 1-mana accelerators with the possibility of tabling another one. Scavenging Ooze is a sideboard card. It's not really, it's powerful in Legacy, not in Cube. Call the Herd is a dirtle card. Just, you play it, you don't feel good about it. It might help you in the game, but whenever you play Call the Herd in Cube, you're just like embarrassed, like, Call it a Herd? Please don't judge me. And that's something that we don't want to like second pick in our third pack. The pick here is going to be Sour of Temptation. I love Sour of Temptation. It's Control Magic 2.0. It's a soft body. The drawback is that if Sour dies, then you return the creature that you steal, but there's tempo advantage because if you gain control of it for even a millisecond, it will have Summoning Sickness the next turn, so actually that doesn't make any sense, does it? No. If you untap with it, then you get the Summoning Sickness. So I'm just going to take this, and hopefully we get like a Kira to protect it. And this pack is full of blanks. Jeez Louise. This is going to be our 4th pack, I believe, that we saw in pack 3. And we really don't have anything to natural order into. I'm probably still going to play it because, you know, turning one of these mana dorks into a Thrun is okay. Not great, but okay. The card I think I'm going to take is the Grand Arbiter. We could splash for it. It's just a powerful, powerful card. It kind of hates us too, and we could probably wheel one of these things. If not, we could probably take the Dalnan Hermite, but again, that's something that's we don't want to play. And this pack is full of blanks too. Poof. There's a Power 9 Time Twister here, but let's face it, Time Twister sucks. And geez, could we have gone the gimmick deck? Because if we take like a Time Twister or Dream Halls and try to like, no, that's a pipe dream. It's something I wish I could do later on, but not now. The pick's going to be Wicker Bar Elder. We want something like a naturalize effect in the main board for our decks, and it's going to provide that, and we're going to be happy to take it. We do have a big beast type thing for us to take, but unfortunately it's not green, and I think the pick here is going to be the Garruk Wildspeaker. Again, the Pilgrim, we have 3 1-mana dirtlers, mana accelerators, and Maze of With is here too, but we're going to take the product. Since we have so many of these, and I think we're going to wheel at least one of them, I don't think we could take it, even though it's going to help us fix play if we want to splash for the Grand Arbiter. Take the Planeswalker, and hopefully it'll help our deck. I think we're going to be taking our 2nd Garruk here, our 3rd Garruk. We're going to be Team Garruk. Nothing else here really speaks to us. The Parallax Wave is really powerful in the White Weenie deck. The Fading isn't really a drawback if you kill a person with a Fading counter left. And I think people should look into taking a card like that. And this pack again got me speechless. There's a Rancor here, which would be pretty sweet with our deck. But I think we're going to take the Ranged Hermit. We don't really have much 5s. We're not really accelerating to anything except for some blue dirtlers here. Our mana base is going to be pretty ugly. There's a turnabout here for that Storm deck idea, but just Storm never comes together, right? Take the Deranged Hermit. Okay. Wow, Wasteland and Llanowar Elves. How confident are we that we're going to wield that Arbor Elf? That's the real question. Because if I'm really confident, I want to take the Wasteland here. No. Jeez. No, we're going to take the... Yeah, we're going to take the Llanowar Elf. No, we're going to take the Wasteland. Yeah, alright. Rewarded. I thought about making the safe pick, but our deck needs a little bit of power, I think. And I think an Arbor Elf provides that. We're going to be going very low on lands in this deck. Here, play this. And let's see what's passed to us. Poop. That's what's passed to us. I don't think we really fear Chandra Nalaar. I'm going to take the Mind's Desire. If I lose horribly, I might just say screw this and go for a full-on gimmick deck. I'm going to take the Hermite here. Dream Walls here. Arc Trail here. Mono Red is just not drafted. Delver here. Okay. And the reason why I think Mono Red's not really drafted is because it's still powerful and you'll win a lot of games, but in a cube draft situation with power that's going to be out only for a limited time, you want to play something fun. You want to do something impressive. You don't want to just play 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, burn. Even if you win the games, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like fun. So I guess that would be the reason why more people don't go into like an aggressive weenie beatdown or a mono red curve out deck or anything like that in cube. And I completely support that idea because, again, I want to have fun cube. I want to do stuff that I normally don't get to do in Magic. And well, I drafted a very tempo-oriented green-blue deck. It's something that you get to do with Magic a lot. So maybe I shouldn't be criticizing people who like to go mono red and stuff like that. I should mention that we are doing Swiss. The reason why I like to do Swiss in Cube is that I want to draft a sweet deck. I want to play with it more than once. If I get a bad draw and not get to play with it, I'm going to feel really bad about not being able to enjoy myself with the deck that I drafted. And I feel like the Cube has such high variance because of the power level that if I get like Show and Tell turn 2 into an Emrakul, and if I lose to that in a single elimination, I'll be so bitter and like hate Magic Online and everything else that it will really affect my enjoyment of Cube and the experience of playing online. So I'm trying to stay away from that. In the regular draft, because the packs are paid out, are RTR and something that I really continuously want to refill as a resource. I'm willing to live with the single elimination more. But since single elimination Cube draft is paying an Urza block, and I don't really think that you could go infinite or make a profit doing that, unless you win every single draft possible. And just doesn't seem like a worthy endeavor. So that's the reason why I'm doing Swiss. Okay, let's see, convert mana cost here. Okay, I just want to make sure that blue is the color that I want to use as a secondary color, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the case. Beast Within isn't sexy, but it's a catch-all. It's something I want to do. Natural Order here. The Planeswalkers I'm going to put here because they're primarily there just as creature generators anyway. So in my mind, they're de facto creatures. And I think it's going to be blue, so I'm going to play the Mana Leak. I wish we drafted more counter magic, but that's not the case. Do this. Consecrated Sphinx. It's 22. We got Kitchen Sphinx I missed out on, and a Trigon Predator. Huh. The question I'm asking myself right now is, how often am I going to get to triple blue to put a cryptic command in here? And I think the answer is not often enough. I really want to play with very few mana sources in this deck. I got 4 Llanowar Elves. I'm going to play the Mana Vault for sure, just for like a 5th turn. Actually, 5th turn. One of these 4 drops is pretty sweet, even though we don't have any explosive 5 drops to play. Maybe turn 3 this. That would be pretty sweet, right? So I'm going to play that. And I really want to put like one more finisher into this deck, even with... I play 14 lands here. Is that too greedy? I think that's too greedy. I think our 15th land will be just a wasteland. I'm not going to treat this as land, just treat it as a mana source. I'm not going to be playing the Cryptic Command. No, let's add land here. Stressed. No planes, please. Yeah, Magic Online is suggesting 9-4. So even if I switch this to 8-5, which I think I'm going to do, I'm going to need to draw like 50% of our blue sources to fire off the Cryptic Command, and that just doesn't seem reliable enough. Well, maybe a little bit less, since we could count the Noble Hierarch as a blue source. But yeah, we're just going to do this. It's going to provide us with 7 blue sources to fire off 1, 2, 3 double blue spells, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to complain about it. We didn't really see that many dual lands or fetch lands in this draft, so it makes me think that other people are going with multiple color decks, and hopefully we could punish those guys with some of our beats. I think we could come out aggressive enough and hurt people. And before I submit, I'm just trying to see if there's any way I could cobble together some kind of storm type deck, but it just doesn't seem like I can. And we saw some of the elements for these storm type deck, but we didn't really get all the cards where we wanted, right? Because you do want like the cantrips, the blue cantrips, and I don't recall us seeing all of them. Like I think I saw a Preordain, but I didn't see a Brainstorm or a Ponder or stuff like that. I don't even know how we could make like a Mind's Desire type combo deck work, but one of these days I would like to do it. Hopefully I'll be recording that day and I could bring it to you guys, so you could join in my share my misery or my joy. And I think this is the deck we're gonna do it. Let's submit this. All right, and I'll see you around 1.